It's Tuesday, July 21st, 2020, and you're listening to The Jaking Off Show. The Jaking Off Show is supported by the homies over at patreon.com. Thank you very much for the support. If you would like to support the podcast, share with your friends on the social media and go to patreon.com/jakingoffshow and donate as little as $1 a month to keep the show running. The Jaking Off Show is free to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and more, so no pressure if you don't want to donate. That's totally fine. Choo-choo, bitches! Hey, what's good in the hood? It's been about 20 days since our last episode here, and that was 20 days ago, 1,000 miles away, because now I have moved. I have moved to an apartment in Oklahoma City. I am no longer in Los Angeles, California anymore for several reasons. We're going to get to that very soon, but I got on a plane, I packed my shit, and I left. Because, the things that I want to do in life have been taken away. So that makes every town a leveled playing field. I could live anywhere, maybe except New York or San Francisco, but I could live anywhere. So I picked Oklahoma. Why Oklahoma? I got some family here. I got some cousins who are also moving as well to a different part of town. I got an aunt that lives here, and I got relatives in other areas hugging the state. Colorado, New Mexico, what have you. And we're starting over. We're starting all the fuck over, man. It's been interesting. I hate flying. I really don't like flying. I white knuckle it on the plane. So the fact that I even want to have a future in comedy, I shouldn't be afraid of flying, but I am, and there's really not much I can do about it except just breathe through it and deal with the anxiety of that and just try to stay the fuck calm. That's a huge problem for me, is staying calm and staying level-headed in uncomfortable situations. Maybe that goes for you too, but I'm the type of person that will sweat small shit, but I am abnormally calm under extreme stress or in an extreme situation. So my cousin picks me up from the airport, and I'm crashing on her couch for just a couple of days because my official move-in date was on the 10th. I flew in on the 6th, and crashing on the couch for a couple of days, having free dinners, helping her move stuff because she's moving stuff too. She's moving to another house, so I'm, an extra hand. You're paying me in food and weed, and that's all you need, man. Just food and weed. And when I moved in on a Friday, right? So it's storming rain. It is just a shit storm. There's just torrential downpour coming down that was supposed to not head in our direction, but it did. And my cousin was telling me that it's a good omen to move in on a rainy day. I don't know where that stems from. I don't know where that comes from at all. If that's some sort of like superstition or folklore or whatever the fuck, I don't know. But okay, we're going to take this as a good omen. All right. And we're moving back and forth. We're moving stuff. We're trying to make a house a home. I stole her couch. I got a mattress. I got a desk. I got a TV. I got all the cleaning supplies and food and all that shit. Everything that makes a house a home. Chairs and furniture and all that shit. Bathroom stuff, cleaning stuff, what have you. And we're making multiple trips back and forth from her place to the fucking Walmart to mine to I'm shopping at a Walmart now. Ugh. Hey, it's cheap. I did grocery shopping today, and I'm like, wow, this is a lot of shit for under $100. But anyway, I digress. We're making trips back and forth, storming rain, and we're sitting in on the highway, and it's a pandemic, so traffic is lighter than normal. But there's still cars on the road and stuff. And let me tell you, man, the traffic in Oklahoma is next to nothing. But there's also people hunkering down, doing deliveries and, having the AC on too low and all that shit. But it was storming rain, and we're stopped, and we don't know why. And a few seconds later, this big-ass semi-truck that was up in front of us was going backwards into us. It was raining so hard and the wind was blowing so fast a truck almost collapsed and tipped over. So it's moving backwards towards us. And it keeps moving back, and all the other traffic is backing up into us. And I go, "Hey, are you gonna reverse at some point soon?" And she's like, "I can't." And we waited for another second, and had it been a second longer, we would have gotten out of the car and ran. But this truck's just coming at us, and I'm like oddly calm, and I'm like, "Okay, this is happening. Do we move? I guess not. All right, we're dying then." And we handled it, and it was a little scary. You know, she's chain smoking more than usual in the fucking car because she's nervous, having a panic attack. I'm hitting the pen. I'm having a fucking panic attack. I'm like, we almost died. It was nuts. But the weather's a little bit more extreme. It's more humid, and I could deal with that. I've been here before, and my apartment, I'm looking out into it out of my window, and there's like the leasing office, and behind that is a lake, dude, a lake with a gazebo going out into the middle of the lake, and there's like a pool, there's a tennis court, and all that shit. So I'm paying like half of what I'd usually be paying in LA. And more good news, now that I'm here, I don't live with a fucking clothes hoarder anymore. I can walk into a nice fucking place again. Oh my God, what the relief from that. It's I feel so much lighter now that I come home to a nice place with a couch that smells good and a mattress that smells good, and there isn't fucking clothes and garbage all over the floor that's not mine. Everything's taken care of and well maintained. It's just me here. There's a whole dishwasher and a washer and dryer and all that. I'm hooked up. I'm chilling for a while. But that doesn't mean I need to be relaxed. I need to, I got the rent paid till January, but I got to get a truck, and it's going to be a truck because if I move again, I'm not taking a fucking plane. Hell no. I'm going to be driving. So I got to get me a truck, and more stuff to accumulate to make a house a home, because I've got the needs out of the way. Now there's some of the wants that I have. Like I forgot to pack some things, so I'm just going to buy them again. Like there's a couple of XLR cables that I didn't get over here, so I'll just ship another one. I'm getting another microphone with the stand because the other one that I had was not as secure. And now I can have guests. Here's the downside. I don't know anybody out here. I don't know anyone. So here's another good part. The clubs are open. The venues are open. I can start practicing comedy again. And I'm so happy that I can do that now because I've been cooped up in this horrible fucking apartment for months and months and months, just cleaning up after a smelly, dirty person that won't clean up after herself, that won't do her own dishes, that won't do her own laundry, that just likes to wallow in filth. And I'm free of that now. I'm free. And see, now I am not ashamed to have people come into my space because the space is clean and it's like fun. It's fun to be around. And this desk I have goes about like 5 feet or so, a little less than 5 feet. So I'm going to establish a video version. I had a couple of video versions on YouTube before, like the 420 special and a Skype podcast that I had with the homie Marlon a while ago and with the homie Diego. I want to do a video podcast as well because I have the space to do so. But I think I need to move some furniture around. I think I'm going to move my furniture around like maybe 3 more times before I come up with a decision. Because I have like this desk that the TV stands on, and it's not perfect. It's got some rust on the bottom, but it's temporary, so I'll get like another one sometime soon. And I gotta really assess, like, now that I have more stuff, that everything that I have that's shipped to me, like I didn't have a table for the first week I was here, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna eat my dinner on my lap again like a savage. But now I got a table that I can have my food on, and I can work with a stove. Oh, did I tell you guys that I didn't have a fucking working stove for 4 years? Fuck. I had a hot plate and a skillet. And I've got a fucking oven now. I can cook like a motherfucker now. I made chicken parmesan pasta, and I didn't screw that up. It was really fucking good, and I'd never made that before. because I wasn't cooking on. I'm cooking on multiple things now, and it can be baked in the oven, and it's beautiful, man. I can have decent meals for myself and not have that takeout. I'm gonna miss the sushi. I'm definitely gonna miss the sushi. I splurged on that my last few weeks in LA for sure, but that was in the past. That ain't me now. It's a whole new slate, and it's a whole new me. And I can practice comedy again. So I did a set for the first time in 4 months, and it showed. It showed, and man, it was rocky because, I ditched all of my regional material because, of course, no one would get that. And I tried a bunch of new jokes, and I had more time, too. I did 15 minutes. I'd never done 15 minutes before successfully, but I did 15 minutes at a bar show. I did new material, and yeah, I had to break out the notebook, guys. I had to break out the fucking notebook, and I've said this before that when it comes to trying new stuff, I rehearse it a couple times first, so I kind of know it in my head. And if it's one new joke to try, or 2 new jokes, or 3, or whatever, I'll sprinkle them in my set if they fit in. And this time I tried a bunch of new stuff, so I had to break out the notebook. And I usually don't do that. I don't bring the notebook with me on stage. Some people do, some people don't. I don't think it's professional. I don't think it's a good thing to get into. It's a bad performance habit to have your notes on you. And it's like a crutch, It just feels like, oh, I'm going to forget everything that I'm going to say because there's a notebook right there that I'm going to constantly move back to when I put it on the stool and things like that. And there was a lot of that going on, but you know what? I needed to try out new stuff, and I needed to get back on the stage. And it was honestly not my best work, but I got a lot of compliments. And this was an open mic that's not your typical comedy open mic. This is more of a musician's open mic at this dive bar, and I get more time because musicians will have stage time to about maybe 15 minutes or so, which is maybe 2 or 3 songs. I'm not doing songs. I'm just talking. So I can do 15 minutes of comedy, record it, and get the drunk people's attention. And that's the downside, because I don't think I'm going to use that tape at all. I'll take a photo of it, and I'll look at the tape like a football player looks at playback footage and all that stuff. So I'm really hitting the ground running again. I'm studying how I move. I'm studying how I say a certain joke. Where did I get the laughs at a certain point? What can I change? What worked? What didn't work? And just really break down every moment of the show, of the set, rather. And I don't like looking at myself. I really don't. But it's mine. It's my material. It's private. But even though I'm saying it publicly on stage, it's for the laughs, And I can finally do that again. And the clubs are open here. Some guy complimented me after I was done squawking at people, getting a couple of giggles here and there. He was like, "Oh, hey, you were really funny." I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And he told me about these other mics that are in town that are open. There's one he told me about that operates on Wednesdays and Thursdays. There's another one that opens on Tuesdays, and it's in the downtown area, Bricktown it's called, and I've been there before, but I didn't really go there for comedy. The last time I was in Bricktown, it was 2016 when I came over here because my aunt got in a motorcycle accident, and I had to come out here and visit. Met my cousin, and we had a couple drinks and all that stuff. So I've been in that area. It's like a college town. It's kind of like the NoHo Arts District type of vibe. If you all my listeners are in California, so you guys know what I'm talking about. And the few that aren't, it's kind of like this artsy fartsy kind of town, like college town. There's a lot of universities and things like that. There's a sports arena and all that. I think the Thunder play in the area. And it's this hype town area or whatever. And once things start opening up more, I'll really be able to hit it. But I don't have a car yet, so my cousin's kind of been my taxi cab driving me every which way. And she's got her own fucking problems to deal with because she's a 24-hour caretaker for sick and dying mother-in-law. So she can't travel too far. So that's why the faster I get a car, the more I can start doing this. And I even got my own microphone. To detach from the XLR cable so I don't pass on the Rona if I potentially got it or if anybody else has it. And it's not as bad here, but I'm still like taking precaution. I'm still wearing a mask outside and shit like that. I'll tell my friends in LA, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to deal with another fucking lockdown. What the fuck? Like, our people are just stupid and they're not figuring out. But look, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about me and my journey in comedy. And it's back now. It's back, and I'm so glad it's back. There's a spot called the Looney Bin in Oklahoma. They have... It's a comedy club, and it's fucking open, man. And they have open mics, and it's time. It's time to get back on. And I've got that LA street cred, man. I've been doing it longer. The guy that runs the open mic at the Hideaway, the bar show that I did the other day, told me that there's not a lot of comics that come around through here, so I'll definitely stick out as funny as I am. I'm a big fish in a puddle now, but I'm only gonna grow. But I'm not gonna try and let it get to my head because I've heard nothing but good things. But I still like shit on myself and critique myself and do all that. Like, oh, that wasn't right, or that didn't hit right, or that didn't get a laugh, or this got a laugh and this one didn't. Things like that. It's complicated. It's really just breaking down every word, every sentence, every time I stutter or mispronounce a word or something. Like, the jokes need to land and I need to smooth it out, because this was definitely a bumpy ride. There was a lot of stuttering. There was a lot of jokes that I didn't have confidence in, that also I didn't speak them loud enough into the microphone, because there were people in the back that were trying to listen, but they didn't want to like move from their seat. And I got laughs from the back, but it's mostly, it's a bar show. That's the thing that hasn't changed about shows. I don't think will ever change, is that bar shows are not comedy shows, really, because people are going to bars to get drunk and play pool and sing songs and shit like that. They're not here to see comedy. They're not. So I have to draw their attention out. And my hair's gotten a lot longer. I opened with, "Hi, I'm Discount Lane Staley," because I get that a lot. And I had to turn some heads. And dirty jokes work much better at bars, for sure. But I can't get used to, there's your bar set, and then there's your cleaner comedy set. Bars are dirty. You got to hit the sex jokes. You got to talk about eating a girl's pussy while she's on her period. I got that fun tale for you. I said I look like the Wilson ball when I'm done with her. That's the short version of it. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that's all dirty stuff. I did that material in front of some old white ladies at a contest, and that didn't work out. But I know that would work in other places. So I'm gonna try Hideaway again. And I'm going to record it again, but it's going to be completely different. But life's pretty much still on hold, because now I'm waiting for an old lady to die, or until I get a vehicle. I got the DMV appointment on the 25th next month, so it's going to be a lot of taxi cab from my cousin, who's been very kind and very generous, letting me crash on her couch, and she's helping me move stuff in, and I'm helping her. We only met 4 years ago. My mother never told me about her. Never told me about her. I had no idea that this person exists that I'm related to. And we're super tight. I know her kids. I know her husband. I know her circle now. I went bait fishing with her and some of her friends. Bait fishing. Yeah, that's something you don't do in LA. I learned how to stick a hook up a worm's ass, and I learned how to, catch and release. I didn't catch shit. I caught grass, mud, and more grass. I didn't catch a single fucking fish, but that's fine. It's just, I'm bad at fishing. Yes, you can be bad at fishing. There's a whole technique behind it. You have to, there's levers and shit. You can't just throw the fucking thing. It's complicated. I can't even explain it really, because it's not my area. I don't know jack shit about fishing. I didn't know that you have to pick up the fish kind of by its head, because this type of fish it curls up and gets spiky and shit. Because we're gonna use these little fishies to catfish. That's going to be fun when the time comes. But yeah, life's, as I was saying before, life is pretty much on the hold. I'm waiting for this old lady to die, and I'm waiting for this pandemic to be over. We're all playing the waiting game here. It's not fun. But at least I'm waiting in a cleaner place. You know, I have my sanity back. I have my motivation back. It's a brand new chapter in my life, man. This is my 11th day at the new spot. You know, not that I'm counting the days or anything, but it's going to be a slow climb. Like I'm still overthinking on the things that still need to be done, and there's nothing I can do until the time comes. So I can't ramp myself up like I usually do. I'll overthink the future a lot. And now that I'm completely alone in this apartment, it's just me and my thoughts. That's a nightmare. No, it's not. You know, the usual depression is a different kind of depression now, because now it's just quiet, and it's just me to my devices. And I've already wasted the day yesterday. I slept most of the day yesterday. I did nothing. Maybe it was because I was tired. Maybe it's because I was lamenting my set. Because, man, there were a lot of quiet spots, and thinking that you're bombing and knowing that you're bombing are two different things. I thought I was bombing during my set, and there were people that gave applause when I was done, and I was like, what? These people are fucking... They were actually entertained? Yay. And some guy told me about these other spots, and I'm gonna talk to people. I'm gonna make friends and all that, and all like-minded artist types. I'm gonna have them on the show just to talk about, you know, music, comedy, you know, whatever you're into. That's artistically creative and all that stuff. And you know, maybe I'll get it. We'll get that on film. I don't know. There's a lot of things to write down. There's a lot of things that are still to be done. And I took 20 days off from the last podcast because I was moving, and that's just stressful. You know, dude, my roommate wasn't there for like the whole month of June. He just decided to go fuck off at her friend's place and not help me clean stuff, because all that stuff was her stuff. And if it were up to me, I would have just thrown everything out, and then maybe I'd still be over there. But then I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now, because the clubs aren't open in LA. Nothing's open. And they're probably not going to be open until next fucking year. Who knows? I'm not waiting for it anymore. I'm not trying to get with some fucking clique of comics anymore. I'm done. I'm done with that scene now. I wouldn't be the person I am today without those other comics. You know, the homie Alan Peterson, Lou Santini, Christina Leonard, Mia Mars, Stephen Pearl, Leon Walker, Travis Clyburn, you know, all these names, you know, my mentors and all that, all these comics that I've met and have helped me grow over time, you know, and Manente, you know, the guys at the Fourth Wall, the Ha Ha Comedy Club, everybody that I've met at Flappers, everyone that I've met at the Laugh Factory, the Comedy Store, and all that stuff. You know, now it's time to start over and move on and revolutionize the scene in Oklahoma City, because it's dead and there's no funny people out here. So may my candle be the first one to be lit for this. I'm going to start something here, and I feel like I'm moving in the right direction, because one of these days, like, the Looney Bin is the big spot. Like, there's going to be people there that know comedy. There's going to be bookers there for sure. There has to be. And I'm just going to keep my head down and get good and live here for maybe 5 years. Who knows what'll happen, man? Because I definitely don't want to stay here, that's for sure. I definitely do want to come back to LA one day. Or maybe even New York. You know, who knows? But you know, nobody knows the future. We don't know what the fuck's going to happen now. It could be the end. It could be very much. It could be very much the fucking end. And Joe Biden gets elected, and he has all the answers, and he just forgot what they were. You know, who the fuck knows? But I'm here now, and I'm able to do what I want to do, and I'm climbing out of the grave of depression and awfulness. And I'm getting back on the bike, and it's just going to be another week of doing it and writing down new jokes and really piecing things together, because I got nothing but time now. Because until I get that car, I can't get a job. This isn't exactly a walking type of town. Um, there's a lot of land that is nothing, and there's like trees and wildlife and things like that, and that's nice. But this isn't really a city. It's Oklahoma City, but it doesn't feel like a city to me. It still feels like rural. Like I guess this is the Midwest. It just feels so like flat, and I feel like everything's even further apart because you can see farther. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, and like I was going shopping with my cousin, and she bumps into people that she knows at the grocery store. Like like that doesn't really happen a whole lot because there's so many people in LA and there's so many stores, but everybody shops at this one fucking Walmart. Walmart. Ugh. The people of Walmart.com. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's exactly what it is. It's people that are dressed in very odd fashion, wigs that are too big for your head, rednecks that use Dr. Pepper as mouthwash, overalls with no socks, no shoes or whatever. What the fuck? Like people are wearing plastic bags on their feet, either because they're homeless or because of the virus. I don't know. People dragging each other on wheelchairs and all that. Like there's a lot of very fat people at the Walmart that like there's like a fat ass but with regular people legs. Like it's not proportionate to the body. Like I don't know. Maybe it's the processed foods, but I got all the good stuff. No more fucking Chef Boyardee. No more fucking ramen noodles, man. No more of that bullshit. I'm cooking good eggs, good meat, good vegetables that are fresh, and my cousin goes shopping when I do, and I could just call her up if I run out of stuff. I hate to feel like I'm using the poor thing because she's my taxi cab and all that, but hey, it be like that sometimes. I caught up on a lot of Netflix these past few days, just not doing diddly dang shit. What can you do? Because I'll sit there in front of my notebook and write down jokes and all that stuff and look for things that inspire me. But I'll only get a couple of sentences down. Then I'm just sitting there with my ass hanging out and scratching my nuts, fucking just getting high and sitting there like a moron. But this, even recording this and just getting a couple of errands done is just to get the gas pedal going and just start moving and start talking and start rambling about things that aren't important, that you guys don't necessarily care about. But I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, and I can hear it in my voice that I am much, much happier now, that I'm in control of my life now. I don't have to pay the rent till January. I'm coasting. And I still got a lot left over for when the purchase of the truck comes. And that's going to happen soon. And then I can look for a job. And you know something? Weed dispensaries are hiring right now, and they're paying like $13, $15 an hour. See, that's the minimum wage in California. $13, $15 an hour in Oklahoma is fucking gold. Gold! I mean, yeah, it's cheaper. Things are just cheaper here, and you get what you pay for, I'm shopping at fucking Walmart, getting, some Brand X stuff sometimes, and, I get the stereotype now that people from California feel like they're better than everyone else, because I definitely feel like I'm better than everyone else when I'm shopping at the Walmart. Sorry to anybody that regularly shops at Walmart. I was more of a Ralph's dude. I was more of a Trader Joe's guy, classy. But the thing is, I got like 10 bags of groceries, and that cost me like $75. And like in LA, that's 3-4 bags of groceries. What the fuck, dude? And it's just me. I ain't cooking for nobody else. I re-downloaded Tinder again because, I live alone and I need a butt to slap. So, yeah, I downloaded Tinder again, and it's mostly single white moms with tattoos. yeah, I'm not trying to be a stepdad right now. And I'm not trying to get with anybody that's like, Mexican American. Yeah, you heard me right. Mexican, not Mexican. I don't have a lisp. They speak Methanese. They're missing teeth and shit like that. There's like just bad tattoos and gauges. There's a lot of more rockers out here, which is nice. But I'm like a 6 here, I'd say. I don't know. I haven't gotten any matches yet. And who am I kidding? I don't even have a car right now. What the fuck? Who wants to date a guy that doesn't have a car? Nobody. Nobody wants to date a guy without a car, unless you're like 18, 19 or whatever, and you can't afford one. I was always able to, I know how to drive and all that stuff. It's like riding a bike, but I didn't bother getting my license because I could never afford a car. And now I can afford a car because I made all this pandemic money doing fucking nothing. And it honestly breaks my spirit doing nothing. I'm leeching off the government, and it's generous and it's needed right now, but it's breaking my fucking spirit, and I want to get back to fucking work. And I got that LA street cred, man. I've never worked at a dispensary, but I can embellish. They'll hire me on the fucking spot. I know it. I'm very confident about living here, and it's going to make me a better person for it. I lived in New York for a little bit in college, and that made me too hard. And then growing up and living in LA, it made me soft. And so now I'm in between, and I'm going to form my own habits now. When I lived in New York, I was on it. I was on fire. And in LA, I'm a little bit more chill. But like post New York, coming back to LA, I was like this asshole that was just harping people for their bad work ethic and all that shit. And now I've like tapered off, and I'm finding that sweet middle spot with my work now. If you follow me on Instagram, Jake L. Bassi, you're going to see all kinds of stories of me getting ready for shows, gearing up for shows, hitting that notebook, hitting that mental gym, and just not just to show you guys that I'm working, but that's my obsession. This is what I do. I want to make people laugh, and I want to be able to bounce off of guests soon, so I'm not talking by myself, and it's more entertaining. Isn't it more entertaining when I have guests? Right? It is, right? Just me by myself, it's hard, and I can't be funny by myself, especially if I'm not on a stage. I'm not doing my material because I have no reaction. I need to be able to bounce off of people, and that's going to happen soon. I'm going to pitch the idea to a friend of mine that I made over here, and we're gonna fucking see what happens, man. The only way to go is up, and that's it, and that's that. I just want to riff off with you guys. Thank you for being a part of this journey, and thank you for my patron donors that have been donating monthly. That $1, those $3, those $5. It goes to a lot of things, man. It pays for this equipment. It pays for the monthly expenses that it takes to keep this podcast going. And I can't thank you enough. And it's always going to be free to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and more, and all that stuff. But, no pressure or nothing like that. If you want to holler for $1, you just click the link in the description, patreon.com/JakingOffShow. And, throw $1 at me if you feel like I'm worth your time. But, no pressure. It's not a big deal, but that's it, and that's that. And thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you for sticking around for the new chapter in my life that has started, and that's living in another state, doing comedy in another place, because that shit ain't working right now over in LA. There's nothing going on. Hope you guys are safe. Clean your fucking body, wash your hands and all that shit. Stay high, stay black. All right. Okay, thanks. Bye.